Very good evening and welcome to the BoA. This is the Pro Division round 1 at Suzuka. This evening, Evo, how are you doing, my friend?
Not too bad yourself.
I'm doing alright, mate. Let's get it out of the way. How was your race? Pretty well Saturday.
Quite waiting. Absolutely bloody shocking.
Well, that is very true, It's a frustrating circuit, very difficult to race, especially in the opening laps from sector 1. It's a real nightmare at the best of times. That one was 2 to 3, people battling through there. But we've got the pro boys in front of us, and nice to see a good mix of different cars. We've got BMW, we've got Mercs, Bentleys, the old faithful Ferraris, a couple of niches, one Solo, Claro, another Merc, what have you gone for this year and why?
I went back to the Bentley because I ran it before obviously the away was this big, it was Division 1 and Division 2, and I nearly won Division 2. I joined a bit later, but I nearly won Division 2 with it. I had it for like 2 seasons, and then the Ferrari came out, so I gave that a go. Just couldn't vibe with it really after 2 seasons, and I've just gone back to it really, like a dirty X.
The old faithful, you always go back to the one you know how to press all the buttons for.
Oh
I
yeah.
totally understand it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, you can be in a Bentley or a tank, when you get around it just don't count.
You're getting around, nothing can save you. And, you're always on the edge of adhesion around this circuit as well, always pushing the car to the limit, and always the back end wanting to step out. Suzuka, talk to me. You enjoying Suzuka as a circuit anyway? Not about the race today, but how do you rate the circuit?
I do like the circuit. I'd only driven it in the Ferrari before, and then when I got into the Bentley, I was like, oh my god. I love it. Like in the Ferrari, I was like, it's not my favourite, and in the Bentley, I'm like, give me more, just give me more. I love it. Just give it. So yeah, I do like it. I spent 3 weeks practicing on it. Got to grips with it. I do really rate it pretty well. It's up there for my favourites.
Well, I will drive the circuit, so that's credit to you then if you're enjoying it. You must be something there. And one of the old school tracks as well, not too much in terms of runoff. The runoff consists of a gravel track, a bit of wall, and a big barrier. Saw plenty of action and different skills in the other groups as well. And the BoA stands a bunch of amateurs, but I can assure you, these people in this group today are anything but a bunch of amateurs. Some of them are alien in disguise, and
Majority of them.
Yeah, the high majority. I race in the AM, which formerly I was in the academy. I still feel a bit out of my depth, I'm not gonna lie. I'm new to it. I've recently transitioned from the F1 community because that is a bunch of idiots, not amateurs, and this is a lot better community. And yourself, Evo, where do you race?
I race in Pro Am. I did used to race in Pro, but the Ferrari cost me my spot. But yeah, the last season I did in Pro, I'd just gone onto the wheel and I was driving a new car, and it didn't really go in my favour. So I got down to Pro Am, which I thought would be the better thing anyway, just to get used to driving on the wheel, getting used to the car, that whole stuff. So yeah, second season in Pro Am this season, and I'm off to a very, very, very good start.
Very hint of sarcasm through there. Continue the final 1 minute of free practice to the final time for the drivers to get the eye in on the circuit. What are you doing at this point? Going for quality run, what's going for your mind right?
To be honest, personally, I use the practice session just to dial in the tunes a bit more. I don't really focus on the qualifying tunes much because they're quite leery. It's one of those, like, you can just practice just trying to do one good lap, but that one good lap ain't going to win the race, so it's not going to give you good, you know, it'll get you a good position, but as you know, the first couple of laps are unpredictable, so you don't know. So me personally, obviously, when we're practicing in the server, like the weather and all that stuff, it's not set to race conditions that we would race in. So you're working on a tune to get it good, to get it, you know, controlled, and then when you come into under race conditions on the server on a Sunday, you're just going through that tune just to make any final tweaks or anything like that. Like, that's personally what I do. And then, like, you know, maybe for the last 5 minutes you chuck, you know, a bit of low fuel and just gun it to see how it is, you know, for a qualifying session, and then yeah, that's pretty much what I go for.
Yeah, it's all about getting comfortable for the longest duration possible, which is, of course, the race itself. And Captain Roger's already won one race, and he's getting out the pits first as well.
Yes, that is the best thing.
Decision, going with the BMW. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea, is it? What do you make of Captain Rog captaining BMW?
If there's one person that can get to grips with it, it will be him, but I do believe there is actually someone else driving it who's not, couldn't make it today, and I believe that is Physics. I believe he might be in the BMW as well, I'm not too sure, but yeah, like, that's, I've not really driven the BMW, but when I have, like, seen people drive it, it's an acquired taste, so you can't just jump in and throw the thing around, you know, you have to bond, you have to learn it, and it looks like Roger's definitely done that. It's good to see the nick of the car losses, and unfortunately he didn't do as well.
Yeah, the unique piece to take here for Captain Rog, as we're going to see the first few laps come in. We'll stay on board with him for the meantime, as he'll be the first one to kick off a lap around the iconic Suzuka circuit in Japan, real driver's favourite, the only figure of 8 circuit that you're going to see in most parts of the world. Thank you for everyone who's joining us on stream this evening. We've got 10 viewers. Remember to give us a follow. That is very important to help us grow. If you can subscribe, if you've got an Amazon account, link it. You get a free subscription to BoA Esports, the home of your ACC needs. And they do that every Sunday. They've got GT4s on the Tuesday, and they do some really unique events. Get over to YouTube as well, BoA Esports, and you'll see some unique events on there as well. Thank you to Matt joining us in the chat, Matt PUK83. Great to be back out on track with the team. He's giving us a nice out there, and Steve is awake. He used to be Oran Park 2 before they closed it, another figure of 8 circuit I believe that Steve is referring to there. But yeah, thank you for joining us. You know, donate bits, give us a sub if you can, but just follow us, mate, and yeah, you're gonna have some good action. Like the Evo Diamond in the commentary as well. Some top lads here, and Rog already battering the curbs. What are you seeing out there, Evo?
Well, before my controller died, and I didn't know, and I carried on talking to myself. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, like the BMW is an acquired taste, and if anything, you know, Roger will be the person that does get the grip of it, and I do think he's going to be a serious contender for the championship. But that said, you can't write some people off who seriously know how to drive these cars too. But as we see with Rog, he can actually hammer the curbs with being a full-engine car. When it comes to the real cars, like for example Ferrari and Porsche, you've got to be a bit more gentle with the curbs because they do not like them at all. So yeah, just like I said, watching Rog, he's attacking the curbs, like demolishing the apexes, making sure he's getting the car where he wants it, when he wants it. Then you've got people again like Surf, same again, just attacking all the apexes, all the curves, because at the end of the day you can get away with it with these cars, and they should be able to love it. So yeah.
Here he goes. Rog 201, 205. Just to kick us off there. You know he's tired, but he's got more to come. Surplus the big Surplus, who does so much for the community, commentating over that 24 hours recently of Spa, endlessly. And top. But now, a split, we've got R. Hayward popping up in P2. Little Monster, I don't know what he's about as well. Well, in the Ferrari this season, the first time we've seen everyone in the big leagues, cars, to the line,
Good laps. Good to see Hayward back up there, and it's interesting to see him in a Mercedes. He swore by the Bentley for quite a few seasons. I actually remember battling him in the Bentleys. So he's probably been in that about 3 seasons, and now he's switched it up to the Mercedes, which is good to see.
Yeah, very refreshing. Always good to change it up.
Yes, and then you've got Surf, who has gone back to the old Mercedes, not the Evo, which is an interesting choice, because technically speaking, the Evos are obviously supposed to be the faster ones. So it's interesting to see him go for the I say this with the thing, but like the slower version of it. But you know, speaking to Surf, he just said it's just a more controllable car, more than the Evo, because that Evo is a blurry car. It will kill you.
Yeah, whenever I've driven it, it seems very light on the rear end. There's not much over the rear wheels. There's a lot of grunt at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Like you say, it's about the power delivery. A lot of these cars, you know, they deliver the power in different chunks and points in terms of torque, etc. And that Merc, it takes a unique right foot or right finger, you know, to deliver the power to the tarmac. And we've got Nico in the Evo to come and wrap up the lap. But yeah, thank you for that crucial information. Surplus gets knocked down to 3. It's tight at the top. Look at this, separated by half a second now.
I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, the likes of Warnsey, Banjo, you know, the new lads that have been promoted up to pro, because the Warnsey took the championship by 2 points, the Pro on championship by 2 points. Banjo joined late, absolutely demolished it to get up to second, I believe, in the championship. But it's going to be good to watch how these lads get on. You know, new challenges, new races, new everything really. And obviously this season as well, there's no mandatory tyre change. It's mandatory fuel, I think. Yeah, mandatory fuel. No mandatory tyre change. Just to spice it up a that little bit more.
Spice it up. And do we have different rules for different classifications? Of course, BoA run Pro AM and AM. What's the difference between the 3? Except the talents.
So, for example, you've got your AM or your GT Academy. Those, they'll generally run in daytime with, nice weather. The races aren't quite as long. Just, for the lads that are starting out, just get used to it, because it'd be pretty horrible for someone that's never raced before to get chucked into a monsoon at night, stuff like that. But then when you go up to Pro-Am, you get 45-minute race, and it's basically the same as Pro in terms of the fact that the weather is variable, the time of day is variable. Like last season, we did a few races in the dark, in the wet. Season before that, we did Ungaro Ring at night with heavy storm, and that was horrible because half the track was pitch black. And obviously, like I said, you do get your pros that hour-long race. Everything's variable on it, and then obviously, like I said, now this season they brought in mandatory fuel, no mandatory tyres, just to spice it up, to test the strategies of obviously the pros and the aliens, because everybody's been used to just tyre changes, and now obviously this fuel stop's coming in. It's going to seriously mix things up, because you've got to plan so much more. Like, you can easily make a set of tyres last an hour. You couldn't, depending on your car and all that, you can't really make a full tank of fuel last. But like I said, you do actually have to do a fuel stop. So it's going to be interesting to see people go for, the generally 50-50 you know, pit halfway through the race, maybe a bit past halfway, or are they going to go for a long stint and try slash and dash at the end? Like, it just mixes it up completely, and it's going to be really exciting to see this.
Yeah, and it will just raise the pace of the race as well. There'll be a lot of people that will go a lot lighter towards the first stint of the race, maybe, and it will just raise the lap times. As we see now, 13 cars of the 15-car grid set of lap times currently. Bump stop from Captain Rog, Nico, Hayward, Surplus, Migrun, Lilman, Banjo, Paul, and Kool-Aid, the top 10. What we're seeing out there. Anything happening?
That Mercedes looks like it's the car at the minute. Obviously, then you've got bump stop in the Audi. Nico, I'm surprised, has jumped in the Mercedes because he did really decently in the Audi last season. So for him to jump into the Mercedes, it's, you know, really surprising. But from when I did my race, it looked like the Audi. I actually really like this track. Small, agile, lots of corners. You know, it kind of just makes sense for it. So to see these lads in the BMWs and the Mercedes to throw around a more or less 2 minute, you know, in the 2 minute lap, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it just goes to show the levels that some of these lads drive at. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're really dialed in, but this is the community where you want to join. If you want to improve, they've got everything. They cater for everyone. They're a bunch of amateurs, but they're a bunch of professionals at the same time.
Professional amateurs.
So we've got the Pro-Am division. That's where Evo comes from.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got guides, we've got people that will help you progress and give you guidance throughout. So if you want to join, let us know. We'll give you a link to the Discord as well, and get you in the race as one of the top ones. Look at the top two now, separated by less than a tenth of a second around this 2 minute circuit. On the PC, they're doing 1:59 so far. So this just goes to show how good this grid is, because on the PC there is a lot more traction, I understand. Is that correct?
PC is a totally different game. Like, it's like you're racing a car around the street and you go jump in a McLaren F1 car. Like, everything's different on it. The physics. Everybody that I've spoken to that's gone from Xbox to PC have said how much they love it because of how different it is. And like you said, like the grip levels, the steering inputs, everything. Obviously, as we know with PCs are more of a direct input than an Xbox, which has bits of lag here and there. So yeah, in terms of like the grip levels and stuff like that, it's completely different. And it's most of the lads that I've gone to PC World are actually people that have won championships, people that have rivaled with, you know, top two and things like that. So for most of these pro lads, it'll be a relief that half of them have gone, apart from Seacos.
Gives everyone else a chance. And here we go into the final couple of minutes of qualifying, and the top 5 cars are separated by 0.3 of a second. Yes, 0.3 of a second. Who's your pick for pole? Let us know in the chat below, because it's anyone's guess going into the final few minutes. We've got Audis, we've got Mercs and a BMW who are going to compete for pole position in round 1 of the BoA Pro Division here at Suzuka. And Captain Rog is going to come round to finish a lap. Will he improve on this one as he crosses the line? We're about to find out for the BMW driver, currently sitting in P2. No.
Not quite, but he is going for another lap, so, you know, don't sleep on him. Just currently looking like he's, you know, at the minute, just going into the S's is just a little bit under his, you know, he's pretty much on track to do more or less the same lap time as he has just done. So it's all to play for Roger at the minute.
So I was told in the chat by Matty, thank you very much, that Nico's also using the older Mercedes. So they're obviously enjoying that a bit more this season. Nico GTR, who's I'm teammates with, I'm happy to say, in the GT4 Intercontinental. And if you love GT4s, look no further than Tuesday's BoA, and a nice championship series. Good fun, and there's 2 divisions for that. You've got the Europe and the Intercontinental. So fancy a bit of that, a bit more tame beasts, and jump in, and we'll get you set up on that as well.
To see some fresh faces coming in. It's always nice to see people joining and into the leagues, bringing, you know, a bit of competition, bit of flair, bit of the unexpected, to be honest, we will say. So it's good to see.
It looks like everyone is about to wrap up a lap at the minute.
No, I'm just watching Rog coming to the fast left, and I don't think he's going to get it at the minute. He's half a second down. Just going into it. Seems he's binned it off. He's going to call it there. I think. Yeah, that's Rog done there. So unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but that's him done for this session. So that keeps him into P2.
So we've still got Hayward ready to wrap up a lap. He's going to complete it. Oh no, he's not. Typical commentator's curse. Into the pits he comes.
But we do have
other than the top
next.
5, yeah. Who else can challenge on this grid? Who are the dark horses out of position at the minute? Would you say? You know him better than anyone.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, surfing the top 5, that's a common thing. I'd say he's a very consistent driver, always consistently in the top 5, at worst maybe top 7. Hayward, same again, consistently up there. Mig Run actually has surprised me, especially last season. The season before that, Kool-Aid just spun and into the wall. Sorry. Yeah, Mig Run's definitely having well, he had a really good season last season, and it looks like he's going to be having a really good one now. After the first time I had a season with him, he didn't, you know, he was struggling a bit for form, but last season and obviously the beginning of this one, he's looking like he's in really strong form. Then Prawn surprises, you know, he's in a new car, just getting to grips, and he is on a controller in the Porsche. He is very brave. So
Controller and Porsche.
Yeah.
Does not sound like a match made in heaven to me.
No, it's like trying to go ice skating with slides on. That's the best way I can put it.
See it now. Oh dear. Well, welcome to everyone who's joining us. We're up to 20 viewers, and that's fantastic to see on a Sunday evening. So Steve says, do you think some will take tyres anyway, more time stationary, but can push them a lot harder, especially here where wear is high?
See, this is where it gets interesting here, because, like I said, you just don't know. Like you could, like I said, could try and make your tyres last, be conservative at the beginning of the race, run a load of fuel, you know, drop back behind, you know, hope people make mistakes and stuff, and then at the end you go for a splash and dash, but you are on very worn tyres. Or do you take the risk, go for the extra 15 seconds for a pit stop, change your tyres, and then, you know, towards the end of the race you are on a lot more fresh rubber than the people that have stayed out, and it's going to be an interesting one.
It's all a battle of the mind games right now. Who's going to do what? But I can see on my screen one mandatory stop. So is that fuel or tyres?
That is fuel. So yeah,
okay.
Like I said earlier, it is a mandatory fuel stop. No mandatory tyres. Tyres are optional if you want to change them or not, but there is a mandatory fuel stop. So you have to stop and put at least 1 lap of fuel in your car.
So for people that are new like me, of course, I believe tyres take 30 seconds to replace. How long would it take for, say, to put 45 litres into the car? How long would that take?
You're looking at maybe about 15 seconds or something like that. No. It depends on the car really. Because like a lot of it goes off your fuel consumption, and like there's a lot of things that can, you know, go into it. Do you know, I've never actually really done just a fuel stop.
Yeah, because I know there's a few different settings in terms of the time lost in the pit stop. You can change the setting by the amount of fuel you put in, or just the standardised version. So we're going to find out anyway, aren't we? We've got 20 seconds.
We are.
We're going to get ready. We've got a formation lap. We've got Evo. We've got myself, Richie. Welcome to BoA. Welcome to round 1. This is the pro division, excuse me. It's time to get going. So it's the German domination at the front of the pecking order. We've got an Audi on the front row alongside a Beamer. Then we got 3 Mercs, and then that's followed by an Italian Stallion in big run, and a big bruising Bentley P7. And that is Warnsey. Then we've got another Rari, followed by another Merc.
I am on board with Kool-Aid, you know, mid-pack, so keep an eye on anything happening here.
Yep, I'll be viewing from Hayward upwards until we get the green, then we can change it up. So you've been to any racing yourself? Go to any tracks, watch any stuff?
Yes, I have. Me and BoA, well now he's BoA Banjo, but previously me and Banjo, who's currently in this race, have been to Donington Park watching the British GTs.
Oh, I love that. Talking of British GTs, I was at Alton Park last weekend with a few of my online buddies that we met up with, and a fantastic race. We had 2 races. The first one was nice and dry, and the second one we got absolutely drenched. And it was interesting to see the mid-engine cars really come to life in the wet. We saw the Lamborghinis come to the front. The Porsche even excelled in the wet conditions. Maybe, you know,
4-wheel drive.
The weights, as well, on the rear of the car playing to it. The front engine cars really didn't like the wet weather conditions, but maybe it's something we should do in the future. Have a bit of a get together for all of the UK people and those overseas. Get Surfless involved, get the Dutchies, you know. Get my
yes, definitely would be good. Yeah, well, me and Banjo are actually going again in October.
Ooh, what's on in October? Talk.
I think it's the British GTs, British GT series again.
We started in October.
I think so. Oh, I think it. I don't know.
Anyway, we'll check it.
Yeah. I was trying to think, but I kept going blank because I kept watching everybody.
I highly recommend Brands Hatch. I went to watch the World GT Championships at Brands Hatch maybe 3 weeks ago. That was fantastic. Grid of about 37 drivers, all in GT3s, and it was absolute madness. We found a McLaren in the woods after dominating the first race. Come to overtake one of the back markers and went 3 wide, got pinched, went up over the barriers and into the woods, and didn't even see the second race because it was total write-off. But getting back into the action today, this is BoA, this is round 1 of season 5, and we find ourselves kicking off the season in style at Suzuka, and this is going to be a barnstormer. We've got some real talent. The front 5 separated by less than half of a second. And you know that's just going to set the tone for the rest of this race here.
It's going to be good.
You're not going to know where to look at the start of this one.
No, definitely not. But glad to be back.
Here we go, 2 by 2. There's quite a crawl up to the line around this circuit.
Yeah, it's horrible. It seems like the longest 200 metre in life.
And the Audi will dictate the pace, and that is a Mr. Bump Stop.
Well, they've just moved that start line by 100 metres.
Green light, go, go.
So we are off for round 1 of the Pro Series, and the Audi is off to an electric start. Oh, the BMW there braking very early, almost caught out one of the Mercedes, and that was Mr. Nico. We've got contact further back.
Yeah, I believe that was Dan the Corgi.
Yeah, the Corgi is off.
Yeah, he just had a bit of a coming together, looked like Banjo, just a bit of a argy-bargy, didn't like anything too serious.
What's going to happen through the first few corners. False tyres, DSI is not up to a full operating temperature capture at the moment, but bump stop off to beautiful start at the front of the order. Slowly do their customary little jig. Back. So after shaky start, Orange is looking good. What are you seeing there, mate?
I just love this new spectator mode, it's quality.
I mean, spectating is the best part. Like, you can sit back, relax, no stress, and just enjoy the racing.
Indeed. But it looks like Kool-Aid applying a bit of pressure to Wanzi. Wanzi, well, saying that, it looks like Wanzi could be applying a bit of pressure to Haywood as well.
And then we got
Haywood
back.
is, yeah. So if someone messes up, then somebody's going to get some positions. Because you've got Braun coming into play now. It's like that course looks like it's very fast in a straight line. And then we've got Roger all over the back of bump stop. We've all got surf off.
You just cut the corner completely, it looked like that.
Yeah, leg brake. Like.
Brakes and tyres not up to temperature, just catching them out when you're on the limit. Pit lane is now open for the drivers. So that's been extended for this season as well, I believe, Evo.
Yes, normally it was a few laps into it that it opened. So yeah, that's another thing that got changed from Pro is the. I'm saying that, I think it might be for other divisions as well. The pit stops window has come sooner. But Roger's all over the back of bump stop.
He's really hounding him, trying to fill the mirrors.
Sorry, got Wanzi then just challenged Haywood. That's a back out. Looks like he could be finding his pace a bit. And then Prawn still sticking with Banj.
That is an exceptional livery on that Porsche. Don't you think?
Yeah, he's that green's his colour.
He's loud and proud.
Yeah, pretty much. Fudge just isn't letting bump stop go though, still keeping it within half a second. Again, Prawn's not well saying that. Actually, this is battle of controllers with these two.
Back and forth the pants.
Indeed.
Female version either. Look at the front of the order. Captain Rogers hounding down into the final chicane. We flick right, we flick left. It looks like Roger will get good traction out of here. The Audi taking a more shallow line. You know that BMW's got some good bang
Rogers,
for its
yeah,
butt.
definitely.
Here we go. Slip up the inside, you betcha. Here we go. Battle for the lead.
Battle of the late breakers. Bumps up, going to go for a switch back. No, maybe. Roger making that BMW as wide as he can, which isn't very hard in that thing.
It's already wide enough as it is.
Exactly. I just noticed that these two are actually pulling away, but then as well as this we've got Nico being challenged by mid-run.
Some good respectful racing there down into turn one. Rog had the high ground, he had the power at the inside line. The Audi always squirming there on the exit curbs. Very easy to lose it through the deckness. Really tricky part of the circuit, as I think Surface just got a bit wrong on the exit of Degner 2 there. Getting challenged by Haywood. We've got a nice freeway battle as the Bentley just touches the rear of Haywood. Almost upset him a bit and linked out of him.
Yeah, that's one thing with a Bentley, you don't realise how big that front end actually is. Prawn looks like he could be gaining on Banjo a bit here. Like I said, Prawn just needs to be careful when it comes to the curbs. Banjo taking a better line through that corner, getting a better run out. Little Mon's just at the back of them, not letting them go anywhere anytime soon.
This is a general observation. You'd have to say that Bubstop's really pulling out the pace here with the Audi, the mid-engine car.
Oh yeah,
The front
yeah.
engine ones.
Yeah, he's definitely not letting Roger out his. Well, speaks for himself, doesn't it? He's just not letting him go at all. He's bringing it half a second down the straight, but the Audi should really shine through these corners because it's such a small, nimble car, and with it being rear-engined as well, the power's just there through these corners. But Roger's doing really well in that BMW to make sure he gets around the corner. But I've just noticed that Trigger's actually already pitted.
One of the most beautiful sounding cars along with the Lamborghini, which we don't have on the grid today, is that Audi, the V10 Raw.
Oh
What's your favourite
yes.
sounding car on the grid, would you say?
Oh. Does it on this grid or in the game?
Excuse me, on the game.
On the game, the Aston Martin V10. Hands down. Hands down the best sounding car on this game. It sounds like an F1 car. Or the old
V12,
V12.
isn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, V12 Aston Martin, yeah. That thing is gorgeous to listen to.
Find yourself just hugging the walls around any circle just to get the echo.
Put it this way. Last season, Rog was test driving it for a little bit, and a few of us joined in, and none of us did any laps. We just sat and listened to him because it was just gorgeous. It was amazing to listen to.
Ooh, Wade
Yeah, I was just going to call that then.
just lifted out of it there, thought better of it.
Yeah, going into that. Yeah, it's that left-hander. You attempt to move there. It's 50-50 on that. You know, if they slow down a bit more than you, or if they go wide, you know, if they lose that back end, the car in front, you're going with them. So it's a very risky move, but it looks good if you get it, and it pays off. But then we've got Lil Mon on Prawn as well.
Looks like he's ready to have a go. We should. We got a car
Surf is
round.
off. Surf. Unlucky there. I think everybody's having issues on this track at the minute. Apart from Captain Brunch.
Well, it's very easy to get greedy around this circuit. You know, you just have to consolidate through sector one, just carry the momentum, not be too greedy. You take too much out of one, you lose out of 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through that first sector there. So
Massively, yeah, agreed.
so who's impressing you so far on this grid?
I'm going to say is 3 people that are impressing me at the minute. So we've got Migrun, who's up into P4, and he's sitting pretty comfortably there. We've got Bumpstop, who's, you know, he's just over a second behind Roger, but he's there, you know what I mean? So like, Roger knows if he makes a mistake, Bumpstop will be on him, and he's actually closing the gap, it seems. And then Banjo's actually surprising me. This is actually only his 2nd season racing on ACC. No, 3rd, sorry. He started in GT Academy, then got promoted into... Go on, mate.
Andrew got it wrong. Took to the escape road, he's going to run deep. Missed the corner. Paul's going to go through, sorry.
That lap's going to take us course. I'm going to take his course there, sorry, Banj. But, yeah, like I said, he started in GTA, got promoted to Pro-Am, dominated Pro-Am pretty much. I reckon if he'd have joined a bit earlier, he could have maybe rivaled Warnsey. And then now he's in Pro, and you know, up until that little spill there, he was doing really, really well. Keeping some of the big names of the Pro division behind him. You know, you've got Dan the Corgi, Galea, you know, they are the big, you know, the famous ones that everybody really knows, apart from you, Rogers, you Migs, Nikos, Haywoods. Oh yeah, they're the three people that are impressing me the most. And we've just lost Surf.
Oh no, he's gone completely.
Yeah, DC I think.
Absolutely gutted.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Top lad in this. Top lad.
He is. He loves racing, he loves BoA. He's funny as anything as well. Genuine bloke. That little man actually, his livery looks surprisingly a lot like the BoA team livery.
Got the orange. Yeah.
Oh, is it orange?
The little one.
Yeah.
Might be my screen. Might be my saturation or whatever. What
I
colour
think
is
it's
it?
man. Yeah. I've got my brightness turned all the way up because I'm on a really old telly.
Me too. No 4K for me.
Nope. Not for me either. And Dan the Corgi's just made a move on Bands, but Bands looks like he could reply into the chicane, to last chicane. Just ran a bit too much on the curb. Looks like he's got a decent run out the corner. No, and then the Mercedes power kicked in. That Mercedes is just a beast on a straight line.
As he powers through on lap 6 of this race, we've got 47 minutes remaining. We've had one car make his pit stop and cleared his mandatory, and that is RZM Trigger. He finds himself in P14. In the chats, we've got someone saying that Trigger's definitely out of place here, so let's watch out for him later in the race. By boxing early, he might bring himself back into this race, but Captain Rog leads from bump stop with a 1.6 second advantage. Then it's Nico a further 2.2 back, then a further 3 seconds is Migra, then Hayward, and Warnsey right on the back of him. So we're just settling down at this point in the race. Long way to go. Manage the car, manage the tyres. Let's bring it home.
It's gonna be interesting to see what strategies some of the people have actually gone for.
So if you're in the chat, don't be shy, let us know that you're here. The push on the controller isn't actually that bad. And this there is a big issue with controls, and that looser back end can be helpful if you can control it, says Mickey JB18.
Oh, Mike. Yeah,
yes.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing though. Not many people can control that car on a controller. I've tried. Because I was seriously thinking about it before it got nerfed. I tried it, I did 50 laps of brands and I just could not do it. Tell you what, the little ones are applying pressure to the back of the car.
Looks like the closest battle on track. Also got Red Apple on the back of Galea. Checking with them a bit later.
Galea looks like he's quite got a bit more on him than it did say.
We also got Dan the Corgi closing in on this battle. Looks like he's got good pace at this point. Just nibbling away. Talking of nibbling away, Captain Rog extends his advantage to 2.1 seconds at the front of the order, taking more time. Zimmer, who's got the keys to the Bimmer? Roger has. He's on the way.
Matt Puck, the Porsche with low fuel is impossible. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Surf, wrong account.
So, if you want to come in, you know where to find us. We feel bad for you. Poor lad.
Little one still is all over the back of Barney. Doesn't like he's going to let him go.
I'm stopped a big chunk out of the lead. About 6 tenths.
Ooh.
So maybe Rog, a little moment there. Just woke him
Potentially.
up.
Yeah, I know the feeling, Surf. But Prawn and the little one, it's looking pretty even between them, to be honest. But then we've got Red Apple making the switch back on Galea. Looks like he's got the run on him. Oh, he has. On the back of Red Apple High. There been some swapping and choosing between them.
As Dan the Corgi closing into 1 second in the car ahead. It's a Ferrari up ahead of him. Bumstop coming into his own at this point in the race. The gap to the lead now 1.4 seconds.
Just watching Blair and Red Apple Pie, they're doing a lot of swapping between each other, pretty much. Oh, Little Mon has managed to get Prawn.
I'm sorry I missed that. Just switched over just after the move had been done. Banjo also closing in as Dan the Corgi's going to have a look up the inside down in towards turn 1. Thinks better of it. He's going to lift out of that there. That's Paul coming under pressure.
Oh, touching grass, that's not going in that car.
Maybe Paul feeling the pressure, whether that's in the tyres or mentally.
Probably both.
The Porsche's gone wide at this point. Here we go, down the inside. There's going to be contact. Whoa!
That is gutting. That is gutting for the both of them. That was going to shape up to be a really good battle then. Ah man, gutted for him. Especially Dan Looks like he's come off worse. Yeah, it's probably might as well. But yeah, he managed to stay on the track without doing a plie or a pirouette. Everybody looks like they're spacing out pretty nicely now. Bumslock's just keeping Rod still in his sights. me very well to... Oh, Roger's made a big mistake there.
Extra incentive.
Oh yeah, that he's brought it down by at least half a second here.
Both drivers so consistent, pace unrelenting. Still more than halfway to go of round 1 in Suzuka. Rog leads bump stop, Nico Migran, Hayward Warnsey. Then we got Kool-Aid and Luma. So top 8 at the minute. We've only had one person into the pits, that's Trigger. And he hasn't triggered the pit stops, but expect them to happen anytime soon. What kind of fuel would you be putting in the car for an hour race? What would you be looking to do? A bit more, so you can go a bit deeper if you need to, or you're going to put the fuel in? What are we going to be looking at?
Well, this is like, for example, every car, the fuel rate is different, so the Ferrari could use a bit less than the Bentley running the same time around this track, for example. But you're gonna want, if you're going for full race, maybe a bit of a splash and dash at the end. You on an hour running 202s, you're probably looking at maybe 100 litres. Is one heavy car.
So would you whack that all in at the start? Would you go 70-30? What would your preference be in that?
If I was running this race, or running a race with an open fuel strategy, I'd probably go for a splash and dash at the end, and saying if I needed to put 110 litres in the Bentley, just for example, I'd probably look at maybe putting 20 litres in at the end, so I'm running an 8 litre tank. Working out, roughly maybe 10-15 minutes before the race finishes. Obviously, whatever that roughly works out to, there's a calculation for it. I can't remember what it is. I just use an app. But yeah, just everyone's like, oh, it's so easy. No, it's not. But yeah, it's. I'd probably go 80-20 as bump stops, just clip the curb. And dropped quite a bit.
You know, the Audi loves the curbs at the best of times. Very delicate animal. I'd describe the front engine cars as more masculine. You can use and abuse them and really tap them around. They like some punishment.
Yeah.
And the mid-engine,
it's like a big guy,
more
it's like
feminine.
a big guy at a party. Just, that one guy that's just throwing himself around in the crowd and everyone don't like him. But Banjo is closing on Prawn. Got his way back up to P10. Well, this is going to be one to watch.
Oh dear. So we thought the surface had heat. Actually rage mix. Sorry to hear that. Top bloke.
Yeah.
Must have been a tough evening for him. Also a bit later in the day for the Dutch drivers. So yeah, very sorry to hear that surface.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, some things just happen and it just, just tips you over the edge a little bit. But Blair's just within a second now. We're up high. Nico's closed a bit on bump stop. He's dropped down quite a lot of Rog now.
We've got Mig running in the box.
Yeah, Mig's in the pits. He's only going for a long lasting. He's trying a big undercut, which sounds like Mig run because he did it to me in a practice serve the other day, and I hate him for it.
Oh, I just got on board with Kool-Aid. I'm sorry. He just done. What was that? I don't know. a double 360, a 720, and he finds himself pointing the right way. But he's dropped a position there, and his tyres will be absolutely roasting after that.
Behind him, Prawn's just gone around the corner sideways. Looks like he might be struggling a bit, yeah. It's this track, like, this track, it lies to you. It makes you think you can just push it for an hour and then 10 minutes in, it's like, you can't use these tyres.
We're seeing Captain Raj really stretching the legs now. 3.1 seconds advantage over bump stop, so it looks like bump stop has hit the bump stop on his car. He's starting to bottom out at this point. Maybe we're going to have to think about boxing soon. Try to pick up the pace once again.
Well, it's one of those, like with bump stop, you know, not too far off Raj, but obviously he's dropping a bit of time on him now, so the question he has to ask himself, does he try to go for an undercut? Because I personally think Raj is going to go for a longer stint here, because he knows with everybody pitting and he coming, you know, towards the back end, with the times he's running, he could pull a significant gap on a lot of these lads that are chasing him. So it's one of them. Does bump stop stick with him to try and undercut him later on, or does he go for it now? I personally would go for an earlier undercut.
Talking of which, Walmsley, the Bentley 563 and the Ferrari number 20 both opt to box now, get their stops out of the way. So Trigger will be looking to make up some ground right now. He's gone past Mick. It looks like he'll jump the pair of them as well, I'd imagine. That's the big beautiful Bentley. Powers down the main straight here at Suzuka. And he's going to go by 1, you'd imagine 2. As Wolsey, the other Bentley, is just going to exit the pit lane. We join P13.
Glare challenging Red Apple Pie again. Needs to get past him because he looks like he could be slowing him down a little bit. Allowing for the likes of Kool-Aid to catch up, which you don't want.
One of the battles of the evening here between these two. They're really going at it throughout this race. Both of them yet to stop. Trading lap times throughout. SB UK Sports saying that really enjoys commentating on F1, etc. in his free time. Well, hop into BoA. Always looking for commentators, people to join the community. Coverage.
Yep. And there could be potential actually for some surprises. I won't say what, but some surprises which he might find very nice.
You like some surprises?
Oh.
We've got bump stop and Hayward into the pits. Some of the leading cars have dived into the pit lane, so let's see where bump stop, Hayward and Red Apple all rejoin now. And it's going to be crucial trying to come out into some clean air. Bump stop into the tail wagon as he gets the power down in that V10.
We all like prizes. We definitely do. Apart from when it's a jet ski, because when you're going to use a jet ski in England.
Anytime.
I don't think your local pool, yeah, your local leisure centre won't appreciate you just dragging one in and just ripping it around so a little kid gets darted
You're
across the pool.
halfway through, not over yet.
I used to go jet skiing down in Bognor in February. You love it. When you come off, it is chilly. You get a wetsuit.
Yeah, I'd kill myself with something like that. Anything with an engine on that can't be trusted. But bump stop is comfortably ahead of Trigger, so he's currently leading the pit. The ones that have pitted.
done pretty well, you'd have to say, by boxing that early. He's brought himself back into contention. He will fade.
Oh, Roger's pitted and Nico. Sorry. Roger and Nico were both pitted. So, where is bump stop? Oh, this might be close.
Okay, just pulls into his slots. How much do you practice pit stops? Because I always struggle with them.
Pretty much at least, like every time I'm on, I might do a couple just to practice, you know, the best way to go into the pits, where to stop. Like, there are a couple of little tricks in there, a couple of tricks you can do to save yourself a lot of time. But so just to interrupt, the pits. So that was a good time for a pit for Captain Rog.
Got a good advantage going in, and it looks like we have a good advantage going out. Captain Rog does have one car ahead of him. Two, we've got two. So over halfway through this race now, and some of the lead contenders have made their stop. Bump stop almost loses it there on the exit of Degner 1. Very easy to unsettle the car on that inside curve and just send the rear end into oblivion. Manages to hold on to it very well. On that occasion, the top 4 drivers are all yet to stop. There's Little Mun, Prawn, Banjo, Galea, the net race leader is Captain Rog, currently in P5, followed by Bump Stop, Trigger, Nico GTR. And Trigger's got himself right up in there into the potential podium positions now.
Sorry mate, just talking, what might be from the team misses. Oh, Roger's off. Roger's off.
Oh, what's happened to Rog?
He lost it around left, so that means bump stop is going to seriously close in the gap.
Big Brad got it all wrong, lives to fight another day, but Woolsey gets through. Not Dennis confidence for sure. Still got a sizable gap. We go 16 laps deep into this race. Rog leads from bump stop, 3-second advantage. Nico a further 11 behind. And then Trigger's worked his way back into this one.
Oh, sorry. Negron and Wanzi are battling.
Just watching that. The Bentley absolutely abusing them curves right now.
Oh, got it wrong now.
Up through Dunlops. Good place to get on the power. Get the traction up through there, get the tight line.
See here you've got brains in terms of the aerodynamics of the Ferrari and brawn as the grunt of the Bentley.
Beautifully worded there.
Well, what can I say? Wit.
You don't even know it.
Oh, Wanzi then running past the track limits. Needs to be careful doing that because this track is disgusting for track limits. There are no such thing as track limits on this track. You look at the line, that white line going down the sides of the track, if you look at that, you get a warning. That's how bad this track is for that.
Yeah, I managed to get one in my race.
Oh,
drifted that Bentley. She doesn't want to do that.
Oh, but what's Mick going to do? What's Mick going to do here? Is he going to play it safe? Or is he going to go for it? One's he going defensive? One's he really squeezing in then? Oh, he's made a mistake. He's lost it. He's lost it. Oh my god. Very, very well played there by Mick. Oh, Wansley is in a bad situation at the minute. He took some damage.
Maybe flat spot in the tyres there. That was a big moment.
Flat spot, big damage, straight into the pits. So that's not gone too well for Wansley.
At the front of the order, 1 second separates the net race leaders. Captain Rog and Bumstop are reunited once again. You'll love to see them.
Ooh, again, everybody likes taking that corner wide. They are really pushing it. Watching that then, Roger's definitely feeling pressure because that is not the usual line he would go for. This is fantastic.
We want action from no further then. A bunch of amateurs are looking mighty professional right about now. Bump stuff all over the back of the BM here. He's going to have some good run down the back
He's got a
straight.
run. Oh, he just lost it, but... This is going to be an absolute drag race now. How this back straight if they don't make a mistake and they keep him. As a side note, little money's in front of us now.
Yeah, looks there. Touching it as angle into the corner.
Yeah, because you go off that corner, you do. And Bumstop, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, Bumstop looks like he might have a run in on it. But that BMW's just got it in a straight line. This is going to be a patience game.
We've also got Galea up ahead of us. He doesn't need to concede the position. He's there
No,
on,
no.
you know, yet to make a pit stop. He can command and control where he needs to right now.
Lowemon's come out of the pits. So that means at the minute Banjo is leading.
Again, thank you for everyone who's tuned in this evening to the Pro Division here, round 1 of Season 5 at BoA. And you join us at Suzuka, this iconic circuit. It's thrown up some iconic racing so far with just over 20 minutes remaining of this one. We're going to have a look up the inside. There's going to be contact again and again. That was twice and they both lift out of it. The Audi is going to concede the position, but some damage there, Evo, I reckon.
I don't know. It might just be a little bit something, not significantly to cause an issue, but you don't know. It's 50-50 with these cars sometimes, but that just goes to show though how tense this is going to be because fair play to Bumstop for giving them the position back, but they are right back on the strokes again.
Go for the move. Initial contact, I thought was fair. Second one a bit harsher. Everyone's really struggling at the minute. The Audi's on the pace to make the move down towards turn 1 maybe. Rod's really on the defensive now.
Yeah, BMW just shot the legs. Oh, switch back. Is there going to be? No, Roger does very well to cover it. Roger did very well to cover that.
Big moment for the Audi there. Just a big snap of like calmness there, it felt like. This took him off the circuit, but well to hold on to it. I'm surprised Galea hasn't come into the equation earlier. Very wide up, done well.
I would not like to be on the back of Captain Roger or Bumstop right now because that would be a very, very wet cuddle.
A wet cuddle? I know what you mean.
Yes. The pressure that these two were going to be under for their site. I've experienced it. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but yeah, like Red Apple Pie last season, I had it with him a whole like full 40 minutes of a race, and I had to get changed after it. It was ridiculous. But here's one. I wonder now if Galea's going to actually slow these two up because, like you said, doesn't have to concede. Battling for position.
Here we go. It's going to be a three-way battle as we approach 130R. One stop. This is the opportunity. He's going to get held
Rogers
up
on the grass. Oh, Bumstop's free. Bumstop. Oh, Glaze pitted.
Roger would be absolutely cursing Galea at that point. He had to lift out of it going into 130R. It's cost him the position. And Bumpstop, after a shaky first in, finds himself in the net race lead of this one.
But, like we said, that was Galea's right to do that. He didn't have to give anything up.
And I mean, it's one thing to chase someone down, it's another thing to defend. And I think Roger's going to relish this opportunity now. He's going to be able to follow the lines, start to study the Audi up ahead of him, understand his weaknesses, and pounce.
Oh, Arns is off.
Got Mig Run on the back of Little Mon, the battle of the Ferraris.
See, that's the thing as well when it comes to, say, two cars battling. For example, two Ferraris and two Bentleys, it's an impossible battle. Because, at the end of the day, same cars in a drag race, it's going to be matched. And it's interesting to watch two of the same cars have a drag race. Yeah, it all comes down to driver skill.
Yeah, purely. Here comes Mig Run. Having a little knock there. Who's more confident under brakes? We've got Lil Mon going defensive. It'll cost him some time, and we've got Hayward as well, who's going to join this battle for P5. As Bumpstop edges out 1.1 seconds now on Rudge. Steve saying Bumpstop owes Galea a beer, I think. I think you're right, look at this. Run. Hayward gets through. Merck splits the two Ferraris now. Laps in, 15 minutes remain, only one car's yet to serve his pit stop, that is Banjo. He's going very, very deep into this one, and Hayward is on an absolute charge. After being at the sharp end early on, he's going to go down the inside, up towards turn one. The shallower line can cost you, you're going to have to brake a bit earlier there. Scrub off a bit of speed, but gets it stopped. Finds himself now up into P5. each other, but they'll be taxing each other at top speed at this point.
Mm-hmm. That is the question, because at the minute he's been held up by Walensey is the lapped car.
Surely he knows.
Well, I think one of them. I think Banjo may have let him through just to, you know, kind of like, you know, go on, bugger off. But it's one of them. Like, Walensey's made a few mistakes this race. So, you know, I think it's one of those. Banjo could maybe use Walensey to his advantage, you know, sticking his slipstream. But you know.
Big Run just swapped positions once again. It's in front of Lil Mon.
Just noticed bump stop is actually catching Banjo, so if I was Banjo I would jump into the pits very, very, very soon. Just so he has a good chance of coming out higher up the grid.
And in terms of points for the season, am I correct in saying it's the top 12 positions that get points?
I believe that is correct, yes. I can find out for you. Just memento. So, yeah, I have a lot of BoA discards.
There's a lot of BoA Discord, that's for sure.
Yes.
I'm currently in 3 BoA servers. I'm enjoying every minute.
I think I'm in 4.
Okay. Don't envy you, is we got Kool-Aid all over the back. Down the bogey.
So yeah, you are correct. It's the top 12 that score points.
And what are the different points parameters? What do you get for a win, etc.?
So if you get a win, you get 25. If you come second, you get 20. And third, you get 18. Fourth, 16. Fifth, 14. Sixth, 12. 7th, 10. 8th, 8. 9th, 6. 10th, 4, 11th, 2, and 12th, 1. Wow, that hurt my brain.
Nice one. Oh, we got a spin up. Kool-Aid. The commentator's curse. Following him. He's off.
This track, it just doesn't care.
130 yard. Getting a bit too comfortable. Tyres not having it. He said, see you later.
Tyres will give up before anything. My camera guy's just had a stroke.
What's happened to the camera guy? You just dropped
I
the
don't
camera.
know. I was following Banjo, then all of a sudden he ran up I went over the bridge and he didn't know whether to go between the two.
Well, I got that. I went over the bridge earlier in my race, and it come up with a car right next to you, with a little indicator.
Yeah.
Because they go under the bridge, it thought it was right by.
Oh god. It catches you out sometimes.
Puts the frighters up there for a minute, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like car on your left. Where?
Lap 23 of this race. Banjo stays out.
If I was Banjo, I would pick now, because Haywood is quite far back, so if he plays his pit stop right, he could come out maybe between 5th and 8th, I reckon.
And he's boxing.
Well, there we go. Alright, now let's keep an eye on this. And the camera guy just done it again.
So bumps up, picks up the race lead. Rogers commanded it through the early stages, but Bumstop's come into his own through this second stint now. Finds himself into the lead of this one. Rog's got some work to do, but hanging on in there. Maybe a late surge for the BMW. Nico as well, after being about 11 seconds off in that first stint, now finds himself 6 seconds off the front two. And let's see where Banjo comes out, shall we?
He's done and he's moving. Bloody hell, that was a quick bit.
Oh
What a
no.
Oh. Speeding in the pits. Is it? I believe.
Yeah.
Gutting. I'm out in P4 as well.
Stop go. 30 seconds. Absolute killer.
Oh man. Yeah, definitely, because that was a very, very well timed pit. Come out in 4th, got 11 seconds from Haywood. Haywood. Oh mate, feeling for him, I was really gutted.
So Steve saying that was a quick pit stop.
Splash and dash.
We shifted up a bit too enthusiastically.
Oh no, it came out 7th, sorry. Bloody bored. I think he missed his break point when he came into the pits. Because when he came in, it did look like he was a bit quick. Bugger.
So it's all settling down a bit here now. We've got the leaders separated by 1.6 seconds though, so promising for a late battle potentially. 7 minutes 45 remain at Suzuka, who will take the early bragging rights in this championship. Currently one stop has the advantage coming into the final tiebreaker of this long 1 hour race. Everything will be starting to fade about now. The brakes, the tyres, fuel will be getting a bit low.
The drivers.
Yeah, most crucially the drivers' concentration. It takes us 1 split second, 1 distraction, 1 lapse in concentration, and you're out of there.
Definitely. Not giving up on this battle between Roger and Mumstock though.
I feel there's momentum brewing for Roger at this point. He knows he can risk it for the biscuit. He's got 6 seconds over Nico. He can afford a little moment. Just throw everything at this now.
Go for it, balls to the walls. Risk it for a biscuit. Mumstock's gone.
No! 130R claims another victim.
Oh,
And here comes Nico! Nico's gonna get P2, is he?
oh, good defensive from Mumstock.
He's gonna have some serious damage though on that Audi, and he does not like it whatsoever. Probably slammed the barrier sideways. Back end will be in pieces. Nico just needs to
I think he just missed it actually.
Absolutely gutted.
Oh, them tyres are going to be on fire.
And Roger cannot believe his luck. His Christmases have come at once. Pressure told for the Audi drivers, another 64 car at one stop. Can he hold on to P2 in the final 4 minutes of this one? That will definitely be a wake-up call. Surf's giving him the energy there, saying come on, keep him off here. Mercedes driver struggling with traction out the hairpin. Yet to serve his stop go of 30 seconds.
unfortunately as well, we have lost Wandsy.
Oh god, it's claimed some victims today, isn't it?
Definitely has.
And it's robbed us of some great racing. We saw how close it was in qualifying. Between the top 5. Lost Surplus, Walmsley, bump stops, had a drop there.
He is actually bringing it back a little bit on Raj, but oh no, doing the impossible.
Well, if you're Rog, you know you just need to calm down and not have one of those moments yourself at this point. Just consolidate. You can afford to be a second a lap slower with 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, probably looking 2 laps maybe, another 2.
Well, Surface, I'm just sure that is just a technical glitch there. That's all about the techie business. Don't worry about that. Once again, thank you for everyone for joining us again for the BoA Esports Pro Division. Catch us every Sunday for 4 divisions. Head over to YouTube, make sure you subscribe to that and hit the bell as well so you get notified every time they go live. And on Twitch, give us a follow. You can subscribe, especially if you've got an Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. It supports the channel financially and emotionally, of course, as well.
Banjo's in the pits.
See his penalty serving. Just settle down, Nico, and bump stuff, isn't it?
Our race this has been, it's certainly been eventful.
This Kool-Aid is on the back of Galea. We have 1 lap after this.
Yes. Just
Leaders on final lap.
yeah, there you go, final lap.
And we're on lap 28 here at Suzuka. It's been a thoroughly eventful race. They've gone hammer and tong at it throughout the race. Rog and Bump Stop. Rog dominated the early stint of this race. Bump Stop coming into his own, getting it right when it comes to the strategy, but then getting it really wrong through 130R. Now finds himself in P2. We'll have to be happy with this position now because, you know, after that massive moments, finds himself still in getting 20 points today and fending off Nico. It's no mean feat. Commiserations to everyone who's had it tough today. Surplus, Walmsley, etc.
Me.
Yeah, Evo. Definitely deserve a few pints after that one. But it's been a thoroughly entertaining race. And we thank everyone who's taken part, who's tuned in, and who's supported the stream today. Neil says, great race by Kool-Aid, considering he's had a few spins and 180s and still a top 10 finish. Will find himself in the points paying positions, but it's that man in the BMW. Everyone doubted him when he picked that car, but he showed up. He's had great pace. He's flashing the fans already as he comes through 130R for the final time. It's the one and only Captain Rog. He's going to come through to clean up here at Suzuka, round 1 of season 5. Whoever doubted him, you're not getting your money back, that's for sure, because he's going to come through to win round 1 of season 5 in the Pro Division, and he's done it in some style there. It took some misfortune for Bump Stop, and he'll be happy to get that P2 ahead of Nico.
Definitely.
And Migran and Hayward are going to still go at it. It's going to take a little sneeze there from Hayward. Trying to get it run up to the line, but it's going to be in vain Hayward's going to hold on. A good comeback from him as well. And he's going to find himself in P4. We'll definitely be happy with that. Big round P5.
Very good race. Rog and Bump Stop deserve a round of applause because they just smashed it. Highs, lows, crashes between each other as well.
No way!
Like,
His dad just got thrown at the line. I was sure that was just the track line up to the line. Look at the gaps there. Wow.
oh my god.
What an end.
We're gonna have another one.
Yeah.
Oh, Trigger and Red Apple. This is gonna be interesting. Trigger's going for it.
Send it.
Questionable.
It's not making friends, but it's the final points paying position. Trigger's going to come home. We're even into P11, sorry, excuse me.
Oh dear. What a race. Good opener for the first race of season 5.
Oh, that was a tough one. Thank you, Evo. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It was your driver of the day, mate.
I'm going for Bump Stop.
Yeah.
Gotta be for me. Like, we saw the pace of Rog. We know Rog, you know, he's an alien. He's got the pace. And Bump Stop have just turned up and gone, hang on, you're not that special, mate. I'm here too. So for me, obviously, he had that bit of an incident, a few laps from the end, but up until that point, he just absolutely smashed it. So for me, I'm going for Bump Stop.
Yeah, I think it's quite hard to ignore that, and congratulations to the podium of Rog, Bump Stop and Nico. They can be mighty proud of this one. And good to see 3 different cars on the podium today. BMW leads Audi and Mercedes. It's a German domination of the podium. All the Ferraris come into their own in a few more of the twisty tracks, you betcha they will. But I've been Richard Skills, we've had Evo in the house today. This has been round 1 of season 5. Japan, Suzuka. What's your closing words, Evo?
See you next Sunday for Snetterton. Let's bring it.
I'll actually see if we can get them in for a quick chat. I don't know how talkative they are.
Rog, don't shut up.
Okay.
Nah, I'm joking.
Well, that's
Most
if
of the
they
time.
want to talk to me. We'll see. They'll be like, who the hell is this kid?
Green light, give it all you can.
We'll give him a few minutes. If not, we'll wrap up the stream for today. Next up, we will have the GT4s kicking off around 1 this week. And that will be Tuesdays every week. If you're interested in signing up, there's still time. We've got the European and Intercontinental Series taking place. And we are joined by Nico. Include your audio, sir. How was your race, mate? How was the car?
Yes, we can. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to dip off because I've got to go sort this one out. But congrats, Nico, mate. Almost had P2, didn't you?
Yeah, cracking race by you. And why the old Mercedes? Why did you choose the older Mercedes? Okay, well, thank you for joining us this evening. We'll wrap up the stream and we'll see you next week.